Anyway, welcome to the community meeting number three of the grid. And it's we have representation from England, America, Holland, France, from people all over the world, and it will grow and continue. So it's great to see all of the familiar faces and the new ones. Um, I guess just to reiterate that the purpose of these meetings is really simple. It's not about building an audience, it's about building a community, and the grid will always be free to support that. There'll never be any advertising, there'll be no subscriptions. Um, we don't collect any information other than absolutely what we have to, but it's not tied to you personally. So you know that when you're using the grid, there's never any chance that it's going to start popping up advertisements or, be commercialized in any way. That's our promise to you. And we'll be releasing the charter of the grid in the next couple of days, just to basically put it all down in writing that we can all actually hold ourselves accountable to. Because, at the moment we're still in test mode. Like if I talk about the state of the grid, we have now today 2,500 hearts have now connected on the grid, which is, 500 more than when we last talked, which is beginning to get really, really interesting and exciting. And like people are now like feeling it, and that's what we want. We want people to feel the grid and to, be part of it from a state of heart-based feeling. We've done 12 software releases. There was supposed to be a software release this week, because we want to introduce the ability for people to bring groups to the grid and to be able to actually work within let's say up to 10 people working together to actually amplify locally, and then use that connection and to amplify further out into the grid. Hey, how's it going, Nevin? Nice to see you. We have also launched Instagram, which is definitely something that is which is completely new, having to write stuff on Instagram and kind of do all the Instagram things and reels and stories and hashtags and all that. So it's a whole new world of Instagram, which is kind of exciting. Our Telegram group is continuing to grow, and new people are connecting to the grid like every day. It's just absolutely fascinating seeing the dots coming on all over the planet. And what we are now really happy about is that the technology is beginning to grow, it's beginning to mature, it's constantly going to evolve, it's constantly going to have simplicity at the forefront. But what really excites me is watching this community grow, is watching people having conversations about the grid and actually talking about love, which is actually something that most people don't talk about, So, and now it's good now to be able to actually give love an actual physical form, which is where we come to the five foundations of the grid. And what you will notice is that when you're doing the process of the grid, it's not really a meditation. It's not anything other than five actual foundation stones. The first one is touch, physically touching your heart. The second is breathing. We then introduce sound to actually help to calm you and to bring you into a nice state of relaxation, which then allows your visual focus to be much more heightened, which then allows you to use your intention more to bring it from a memory or from an idea of love down into a feeling of love. And that's where it all actually happens, is at that moment. And that's when the heart's electromagnetic field begins to, start doing really interesting things. Um, we're now going to spend a little bit of time, because we're very lucky to have Niels Voigt here on the call from Holland, who basically has spent many years helping people understand coherence, heart rhythm, breathing, and how small changes in the way that we breathe can have a profound effect on our well-being, on our emotions, on the way we experience life. And a lot of the breathing work that you see in the grid, like 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, we've been asked, like, what is that number? Like, why do you do it like that? And we're very happy that Niels is here today to actually explain that. Why not four? Why not six? What's actually happening inside of you when you do this? So, Niels, I'd love if you could explain the breathing part to people watching, and just to keep it really simple, because breathing is really simple if you do it the right way, you know. So thank you for being here, and over to you, sir.
There you go. Nice. Uh, what I've been doing breathing and specifically biofeedback coherent breathing for the last 10 years. And it started for me while looking around because I wanted more biofeedback of my heart rate monitor. So I wanted to show and see my own data as well. I've had a lot of experience subjectively, but I would have liked it also to have it objectively. So more and more seeing data. Um, if you allow me to share my screen, I can show a couple of stuff and maybe, and otherwise I'll do it on my phone and I'll show you guys. Maybe it's already there. Yeah. Yeah, your voice was off, but I've got a request. Your phone, your mute is off. I did send a request now.
Yeah, so it should be there now. You can share.
Yes, now I can do that. That's good.
And if you could even show the actual hardware equipment that you're using to track these things,
Yes,
because, as it's great to take it from subjective into something you can say, here, look at this. This is actual proof that it works.
yes. Um, I'll try and show and share it as a background. Share it. Ah, there we go. Now I'm here. Oh, well, I can do it. I don't have to do it as a background. That's good. So I see myself and I see you.
We can
What
see
I
it
do,
perfectly.
all right. So what I do daily is meditate for half an hour, and I use a chest strap, a polar chest strap, and I use the I Thrive Chakra app.
Yeah.
Uh, this is the I Thrive, and then the I Thrive Chakra app, and I'll show them on the screens uh, in a minute. I'm just double checking if you see this.
So Niels, just to confirm, what we're looking at right now is basically a heartbeat. That's what you're looking
Yes.
at, right? Okay. Thank you.
Yes. And I have to share again the screen shares. So I'm double checking if I can share everything. So I'll be back in a sec and I'll do it again. So then I can share all the screens. Uh, and I share it like that. So now you see everything, I hope.
Yeah.
Yes, on the top you see an I Thrive Chakra app.
Yeah.
It's a €5 app, and it's made by Patrick Botte, who has worked extensively with Dan Winter. And I'll just walk you through it. And on the background, you see already data after 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So you see my chest strap is trying to connect to this one. And here you can select your sensors. I'm on a newest device. This is my notebook LM thing. Here we go. So to show you just, it's on the phone, and on your phone, it is, are you seeing me now as well, or is it still small?
No, we can see you on camera and your shared screen. So yeah.
Cool. Yep. So here is my heart rate actually on this moment.
And you have the strap on now, right?
I have the strap on now,
Okay.
and I've been wearing it for the afternoon as well, so you can see the data.
Yeah.
And there are two options. You can look at your chakras, and there you see your chakras during an average time, the whole time that it's measured,
Yes.
and you see it live on this moment. So
Yeah.
that's why what I liked a lot. Just to talk about a little bit, here you see the heart rate, And now it comes the general thing is you see my breathing rhythm
Yeah.
and you see my heart rate variability.
Okay.
So in the top screen, now going back to the main menu, this is my in breath and this is my out breath.
Yeah.
And they are connecting with the heart rate. You see the heart rate coming up with my
Mm.
breath,
Yeah.
and you see the heart rate going down with my out breath. And those two rhythms are connecting to each other. That's what you see in a picture in biofeedback. So this is the background of what we are doing when we do the grid. And this is where you can develop your own rhythm. And for example, if I swipe the screen, I swipe it up,
Yeah.
then you hear my breath rate. This is the in breath, 8.4 seconds in.
Yeah.
Sorry, and it's going down. It's 8.4 seconds down. That's what I shared with you on the overall video,
Yeah.
where uh, I am measuring this. So this is a little bit a step further on, really focusing on your breath or on your relaxation state. And talking about the Dan Winter information is, I'll show you in a minute. I just made a couple of pictures about a long recording. And if I do a long recording, you can see more data.
Yeah.
And at the data, you see a lot of data on the background. But I am looking for this picture. And I'm just calling it up now. And there you will see the golden mean ratio.
Okay.
And over here, you have a golden mean ratio, and
Can
you,
you just explain what the golden mean ratio is?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, I'll explain it. But
Yeah.
first of all, and this is my rhythm where I breathe in.
Yeah.
What is the golden mean ratio? It's the spiral that goes down, where Dan Winter talks about, and it's all 1.618, and that multiplied more and more and more, so that multiplying is going out,
Yeah.
and going in is making your energetical field. Let's call it like that. And for me, the key is to have a rhythm which is making these waves. Here you see the golden mean ratio of your breathing cycle. So here's your cycles a minute.
We.
And I like the biofeedback of the thing. Where is it actually going with you yourself? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're trained a little, you see here your breath rate going up and down, and you see your heart rate variability. And if your heart rate variability is moving, then your immune system is getting a good balance. Let's call it like that. Here I'm breathing in a rhythm of 3.5 times a minute. This is the golden mean ratio. That's the blue one. And that is coming back here and here and here. So it's repeating itself.
Yeah.
And for me to breathe it 6.5 six times a minute, that's the basic thing. And the next step is 5.7, making it a little bit detailed, because if you go one golden mean ratio back, you go for the rhythm of the breath, you go to a 3.5 breathing a minute. And what then happens is your LF, your low frequency score of your heart rate, will go and make a bigger amplitude. And that will help your heart rate going up and going down in a smooth sine wave. These are all pictures of being in a really coherent state.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which actually most people wouldn't have the chart that you're showing right now because
No,
it'd be up and down, like it'd be almost like
yes,
chainsaw, like, you know.
yes.
So you
And
have got it completely mastered to have that. That's amazing.
yes, and it took a while, and that's what I learned, people. If you want to go a step further, and that's why I think it's very nice to have the grid, and I would like it to call it the love grid or the grid of love,
Grid of love,
because
nice.
your heart and your connection and the resonance, what you are doing, is one of the biggest keys. And for example, breathing in a 3.5 rhythm is showing up an extra peak
Yeah,
at 7 hertz. Like I am breathing like in 3.5, and then also breathing in a peak at 7. But what I really like about this is that that is a resonating peak around you,
yeah,
physically measurable and showable to yourself.
yeah,
And then, yes, it takes a while, but then you know that you are in a more rhythmic area and that you're feeding the grid. And that's why I like for people to experience it in the grid, even my customers as well, because there, if we can like make a button that you can say, okay, I'm an advanced breather already, or I would like to try that,
yeah,
or I would like to try the 5.7 breath.
yeah.
And that's a little bit change, but you're already there almost because you're taking in the breath, the stops after the breathing as well. And this is all high school uh, data made very easy on these screens, but even easier if it's on the grid and where your breathing rate goes up and down. So that's, I think, very interesting
Yeah, absolutely.
um, to get this kind of data in this app of yours as well.
Yeah, for sure. And just to go back to a couple of things, like when you talk about the golden mean, like we see that basically all around us in life, in nature, everywhere. It's basically flowers. It's in like shells. It's in basically a lot of the life on this earth. And if you can synchronize yourself into that, you're in the flow, and things just go a lot kind of easier. And then if you use your breath to get there, like that old saying of, take a breath, to actually calm yourself down. And if you do the 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, you're actually calming your nervous system down, right? And
Yes,
you'll feel fantastic afterwards, right? Like even
yes.
if you just breathe like that, like if you just join the grid and just like breathe like that for as long as you want, you'll just feel great afterwards. You'll just feel relaxed and centered.
Yes, and that's why I like this project and seeing if we can get people there to get really into that rhythm. And 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out is really nice to start with. And then I would like, and that's what I suggested in our Telegram group. And if I am allowed to, I will show it here. So this is the I Thrive, but we're talking about the I Thrive Chakra app.
Yeah.
So this is the I Thrive Chakra app, just to have your guys seeing this. And then I would like to show your this group ad of ours, uh, the
Telegram.
Telegram. I
Yeah.
don't know if everyone saw seen it,
Oh,
but
yeah, no, no. I haven't actually sent this out, but we will upload it.
okay.
We've gone from individual cow dung rituals and ancient Egyptian pyramids.
It was a talk a
Yeah.
couple of days ago,
Yeah, yeah.
and that's where the Mayer wave comes in, and that's your breath.
Unsurprisingly,
So when
Even,
we do 5 seconds in, five out, that's the Mayer wave.
yes, that
Okay.
is the Mayer wave.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
And so my suggestion is to go even further and say, okay, this is the basic step in,
Yeah.
and that would be really nice if there's a dot, for example, that is blue.
Yeah.
And then you can select the different kind of breath rhythm where I go to next. And then this comes in. Oops.
These exact same
And
geometric inclusiveness.
then you see like the advance, or just give it another color.
About 6
Yeah.
And then say 8.6 seconds in, 8.4 seconds out. And then you have a breathing rate of 3.5.
Breaths
And
per minute. That's right.
yes,
Breaths per minute. Okay.
that's breath per minute.
Okay.
And then you're breathing in like not blue but orange or purple as a dot on the grid. And that's helping more and more people to get into coherence themselves. But also, if you connect and you can stay there for 3, 4, 5 minutes, to really try and connect with your heart and your intention to other people. So that's what I thought, to make it very simple and an
That's
overall
wonderful. So
view.
then, if we converted that into a product feature, it would be the breathing guide, giving a person the option to change the breathing guide. Like, so,
Yes,
okay, so they can change it based on how advanced they are in terms of their breath work.
yes.
Okay,
Sorry
okay,
about all this.
that's okay.
I'm trying
Um,
to get back to the screen, share stuff. Yeah.
so if somebody only had like 5 minutes a day, like what would you recommend they do? Like just to sit down, breathe in 5 seconds, hold it for briefly at the top, breathe out
Yes.
five, hold it, and just like get themselves into the rhythm of that breath.
Yes, and to start, really follow a pacer. So look and concentrate on only the pacer, and that's going up and down. And
Yes.
if you breathe in, you don't hold your breath or you don't squeeze anything. So you breathe in and you rest if you're full of breath.
Yes.
And if you breathe out, you breathe out. And if you're out of breath, you just relax into that state of being.
Yeah.
And that's the two keys where you can then connect to your heart or then connect to your places. For me, for example, if I go and sit in the France in Iris, her place, where I've meditated a lot, and then I can imagine being connected to all the other ones and all the other dots that we see on the grid. And that connection, that is actually making the coherence work as a bigger thing than only in yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much. That's fantastic. And I suppose like it's great to have it explained in detail, but then the job of the grid is to make it really simple and accessible to all. So it's great to be able to explain to somebody, this is why 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Maria has a question. You're on mute though.
Thank you for this. It's very, very interesting. I wonder if it has something to do with the tutorial, like that
Toroidal.
shape like this.
Mm.
Is that related to the breathing as well? Like the creation of this movement? Yes?
Yes, for
Oh, okay.
me, yes, for me, it's like if we do like 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, it's that I can expand this wide.
Yes.
If I'm sitting in the torus and my heart is the center of that torus. And if I can get there and I can go 8.6 seconds in and 8.4 seconds out, then my field is growing.
Yes.
So that's one of the pictures that you can
Mm.
really do. And it's not an imaginary thing. I
No.
can measure that as well, and I can show it to you as well. So that's
Yeah.
what I think is very interesting of those mental pictures and of those objective
I
pictures.
mean, the invisible things are real.
And they are.
You
And
can't
also,
see Wi-Fi.
I know exactly, but I wonder if I understood correctly, if we all breathing at the same time, are we creating a bigger tutorial like thing on Earth? Like the Earth itself becomes more coherent?
Yes, and there last time there was also talk about if there's a lot of research already been done at the HeartMath most of the times, but when 5,000 people are doing that in the same moment, then significantly changes all those measurement equipment that they so maybe those links will be interesting as well
Mm.
to at least have those links in this group where there are all those measurement points around the globe and to see if things are changing. Because I always like to see the objective data next to the subjective experiences. And both of them should be shared or should be shared in one way or another.
Well,
Absolutely.
yeah, when you were talking about data, I'm all about data, but I also was seeing how this data can be also triggering like a visual phenomenon, for us to kind of integrate the data in a more sensitive way.
Yes.
And also it is a motivation as we as humans we like to have like this feeling of like, oh, I see what the invisible is producing, like, and it's fact. Sure, it's a fact. It's not like, ooh, like I'm high. No, it's actually based on data. I love that because it connects like spiritual and science in a
Mm.
lovely way, in my opinion.
Yes. For me, just to iterate it a little bit more, is here are some of those pictures again, and then you see what the data is doing. So I'll run through it. I'm measuring a lot of those data, and then at the end I'll see chakras coming on. There we go. And here you see what that actually can be measured, that this is a flow state.
Mhm.
So here I am doing my breathing during the day and I'm regenerating like I'm doing in a deep sleep phase during the night. So that was my start, and of the Patrick Botte is a cranial sacral therapist,
I
and
hope to get him onto one of these calls as well. He's an absolute gentleman as well, you know. So,
wow, he is.
yeah, he's a
And
lovely guy.
for the first time, this was being shown. And yes, we can measure this during the night. That's your deep sleep phases. But how to do that during the day? And for me, during the day, sitting still or meditating or even playing sports or doing really what you like
Yeah,
will get you into these flow moments. And we know that, we feel that, but now we show that as well.
yeah.
So that sharing and trying to explain it to each other, that for me is one of the biggest keys of all. And then just to wrap up,
Here's a beautiful image. Would you agree with that? Like that's kind of how people's hearts are when they're frustrated and they're up and down and things aren't going their way and they're not really focusing on their breathing. And then you bring yourself into breathing and appreciation, and your heart kind of goes into this lovely kind of rhythm. That's
yes.
that's basically what you've just showed us, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and then to top it off, there is at the end the screen, you can swipe it and then you get a score out of it. And this is a relaxation score. So
Oh,
you
really?
can see what you're doing in a direct feedback, and after 4 minutes, you get an overview of your breathing pattern like this. This is your breathing pattern and your heart rate variability,
Yeah.
and then you swipe the screen and then you get an overview of how relaxed you were on those 4 minutes. So for me, and I was located a little bit more at the lower chakras, and I was getting a breathing rhythm of 3.5, and I was having a peak at 7, a resonating peak. That's your domes where you're in,
Yeah.
yeah, and what is resonating with you. And if we do this together, like on the grid, then everything multiplies
Yeah.
and it doubles. So it doesn't only, it goes double the big, so that's really interesting.
Yeah. Fascinating. And in fact, actually, just to go back actually to how we met Niels was like, if you go back to the story of the grid, like, I had this kind of thing, how do we get people to connect to each other? And then randomly I get invited to this fractal conference here in the south of France, like in the middle of nowhere. And everybody's there, including Dan Winter, Niels, Mederic Degois, Patrick, all of the wonderful geniuses who can scientifically explain this, like, so it's just absolutely amazing to be able to like actually bring it full circle now, to be able to present this in such a simple way to people. So now if people ever want to know why the breathing is like that, they now know. It's amazing.
Yeah, and what I think is really nice is that all those synchronicities keep on growing.
Yes.
When you're focusing on this, there is only synchronicities that will show up.
Yeah.
And yes, you have got to look at it, but if you just give a response, it goes on and on and on. And that's what I really find interesting.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's absolutely fantastic. And Neil or Christopher, do you have any questions for Niels while he's here?
Questions. I had some thoughts. I love what Neil's doing. It's brilliant thinking about measuring love and coherence. I was just thinking about Dan. I was thinking about Dan Winter's post recently, or 4 weeks ago. He was discussing square waves and capacitor coupling. I think maybe you should bring Dan Winter into one of these meetings one time to let him better explain science. But he said it's a perfect way to measure bliss. This capacitor coupling, or squid.
I think for now, like the plan was to basically establish the ground, or to establish the foundations, to actually start bringing in the big guns like Dan and Mederic and all these guys, but we had to basically lay a strong foundation first so that they can come in and actually, and actually do the magic,
Yeah, I love what you're doing, Stephen. It's brilliant.
Yeah, thanks, Christopher. Thank you.
It's absolutely fascinating. Can we can you just get that app online then? You just buy it, yeah?
Yeah. Yes, in the App Store, and it's again €5, and you need an iPhone or an iPad.
We'll post a link in the comments of the YouTube video.
Cool. And then just a normal heart rate monitor.
No, you need a polar chest strap. That's important because otherwise the signals isn't that good. So you can only have a polar H9 or an H10. Those two are working the best.
And just to give that,
sorry, go on.
No, go on, Neil. Sorry.
I was just going to ask, and that does your breathing as well, yeah? It controls your breathing as well.
Well, the chest strap in this app is showing the low frequency part, and that's correlated to your breathing. So that's where you actually see your own breath going up, and then your heart rate goes up and go down. Yeah, so that's in this app. You can see that. So that was my opening up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll be getting one tomorrow.
And Niels, just to confirm, like just to actually give that as a visualization to people, like that's basically when you see a sports player out on the pitch, they have one of these devices inside of their shirt, which is basically allowing remote tracking of their heart rate while they are on the pitch, and to be able to see if they need to come off or things like that. But you've basically modified it to allow you to actually measure love and measure, peace and happiness, which is amazing. Which actually takes it beyond the analogy and takes it beyond the metaphor, and it puts it going, well, here, we can prove it now, and you'll feel good afterwards, so it's cool. Do you have any questions from Croatia, Nevin? Or Slovakia?
I very hard to, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I very hard to try to keep up my connections properly because somehow I was looking forward when you sent me a message. I'm quite now very personally familiar with Niels' work, and I was one of his own guinea pigs for 4 days about measuring of heart.
I was there for that as well.
Yeah, that was on France, but after that on Italy, 2 months ago, Niels. My wife and me went, and we were together with Niels in Italy, and he used us for 4 days to measure this heart and brain coherence, but in let's say everyday life. The thing is that in our meaning of everyday life, it's coffee, toilet, meditation, work on the land, work on the timelines, because we don't separate in our life these subtle things. And it was, for me, it was something that I was looking forward for quite a while, because beside of the abilities and understanding of the world as I have, I'm just a human that likes to have some colorful proof about the measuring and everything. Niels is here to talk about that a little bit more. I was a little bit on the background these days since the friends, but I didn't get you off my radar. There were some struggling about technology, which was let's say not normal, but it was expected, because most of these very strong things that actually enhance alignment globally can find some certain resistance. But people who are really living this heart brain coherence and keep focus on these good manifestations of good actions, of good talking, of good thinking, I was for sure that it will be very, very great success. And I'm looking forward to be part of this gang of all of you from all around the world.
Absolutely.
And hopefully I will bring my part much, much more in the days that comes.
You're doing plenty, Nevin. Thank you so much. Thank you. You're doing a lot. And I'm looking forward to you being our first ambassador for the Balkans. It'd be fantastic. Looking forward to that. And we actually have the grid translated into Croatian as well. So you can actually
I know
Croatian. What do you think of the Croatian? Is it good?
Look, it's IE Croatian, and it needs some things, but we are not picky about it at the moment. I talked actually about recently. I don't know. I think that Nexus is a kind of a global before like a magazine. About Nexus magazine. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the guys that have a franchise for this part, I already make a contact. So soon as I come back to home in 2 months from now, I will contact you. So I'm sure, and they're looking forward to talk with you in certain way to make some article about it. It's now it's a digital form. Yeah. So yes, I was kind of under the radar active about spreading the world, because you even know that your point of view is extremely similar with one concept, which is much more energetical and personal from my point of view. That's these low intensity light portals, which is actually awareness of our own heart energy and how to use it in a very practical, proper way, conscious way in everyday life. Because our passion, big passion, is to bring all his knowledge and coherence.
Nevin's heart is exploding now.
Happiness. Oh, no.
No, it just went.
When I was working in Italy, I was only in the art. I was only the green. Yeah. I didn't have any colors. That's my energy. My personal energy. My authentic energy.
It's a really bad line, Nevin. Really bad.
Live with, really and bad. It's my. No, sorry.
No, your line is going up and down. We kind of lost the last 1 minute, but it's okay. We got enough. And actually, just to actually go back to what you're saying about coming together to build, like, so, Niels used the example of building, of working with a cathedral today. And I love the analogy of, we're all building a cathedral of love here. And, every cathedral is built one stone at a time, and each of us can bring a stone. Each of us can be a stone. Some people bring ideas, some people bring code, some people bring introduction, some people bring creativity, some people are just there to simply encourage us, to actually, basically keep it going. So, if we use that as an example, like what's your stone? What can you bring? Like if you are watching this video, what can you bring? Like, is it a case that you can just invite one person to next week's conversation? Can you introduce one organization or community? Can you be a tester of the app? Can you report one issue? Can you introduce us to software developers, to designers? Like which stone can you bring? Because it's clear that, it's going to build, and, we all just have to be part of that. This is not one person's project. This is for all of us. So, if everybody, was to come with a small stone in their pocket, it will make life a lot easier. So if you can bring anything to this project, please, please, please bring it in.
Yeah, it was also very nice that you were thinking and talking about making it accessible for developers,
Yeah,
like open source. Okay, guys,
absolutely. Yeah.
this is open source, and if you want to work with it, let's work with it and see where it can go, or what else we can bring into it.
Yeah.
And I think that that is one of the main new things of thinking and of working, making it open source, sharing it, and explaining stuff that you didn't understand or that someone else does understand, and that bringing all those things together.
Absolutely, yeah. Because we have a list of product features the length of my arm. In fact, it's actually the length of both of my arms, and they're all so wonderful and they're brilliant. Looks like just one of the things that came out of last week was basically the mini grid, being able to create a grid for your own intention, inviting people to that. It's absolutely wonderful, and then basically that then enhances the power of the global grid. And it's just actually finding the time to do all of these things. We have a great software team, but we need more. And, once we go open source, we just basically open it up to the world and we say, what stone can you bring to the open source? And that's where it's going to really, really get interesting. Maria.
Well, I like the stone, and metaphor is really lovely. The stone that I thought I could bring this week was just a very practical. I live in Austin, Texas. I'm applying for grants right now. I'm an artist, and I also like to create events. And so I was thinking, like through actual meetups, like a lot of people are starting to really want to be in presence. Zooms are lovely, don't get me wrong, but like being together you know, in a real interaction. So here I start to think about like starting an event. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be oversized for my own capacity, but something that just starts to breathe like the potential of a bigger picture. But so I have a partner here. She's an event person, and I talk to her, and we're building this thing. It's very free form, like basically just a space, and we have ideas of where we could build it already, where people are gonna breathe, but we're gonna breathe with them, and then it's the grid. You know what I mean? Like, and then you
Wonderful. Yeah.
download the app.
Oh my
So
God.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So, and that also is connected to the venture that we're starting together. So it's all working out really well because we want to create events that are like very artistic or very art installation, interactive, weird. You open a door and what is this? So you enter a world. So we want to open up our subconscious, our minds, our creativity to allow projects like the grid, for example, to showcase their technology or their spirit, and it shows like, but
Step
in
into the
life.
grid. Wow. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
exactly. You go in
Wow.
the grid. What's
So
the grid?
cool.
The grid. So we have to come up with like experiential events. That's why I like to have the data in mind, and then go and then like how can the data can interact with me, like, in terms of light, in terms of numbers, maybe there's a voiceover, in the experiential moment
Yeah.
as human in a
And then
context.
to be able to link that back to the grid and actually see the effect it
And
has
then
on the globe.
we can put
Wow.
a big, code, and people can immediately download the app. Like, because
Yeah.
I think that the more they're going to feel it in their bones, in their flesh, the
Yeah.
more they're going to be like, oh, this is not only just an app for me to breathe, but it's a community. Cool
Yeah.
people out there, I can meet new people, feel good. Like me right now, I'm like so excited, like,
Same,
well,
same.
that's it.
Maria, would you mind if I posted a link to your work down below? Because you actually are an incredible artist, like, and I think people would love to see your work, like, because right now we just have basically tiles on a computer screen, but everybody is
Yes,
so
yes, of
accomplished in what
course,
they
of
do, like it's
course.
incredible.
Yes, yes, of course. I love to share. It's not even my work, I just go in outer state and it's like I got
Spoken like a true
taken
artist.
over. So I'm like, oh, I cannot say it's me really, like, honestly. But yes, of course, I like to share.
Yeah.
Um, this is really beautiful. Also, just a second thing. Sorry, I'm talking so much today,
Talk
but
away. It's amazing. Thank you.
I just wanted to, this is going to sound weird, but I just appreciate as a woman to, and this is very emotional to me because I'm raising two wonderful boys who are in their 20s, and to see men on my screen right now, like it was the first thing that last time I was like, wow,
Yeah. Talking about
wow.
love.
Oh my God, this was, I don't know, as a woman, like I don't think you understand the impact that it had on me. So I want to thank you all because because yeah, that's it. Peace.
No, thank you. That's really beautiful, and yeah, it's really, really beautiful. Thank you. And it is lovely to see so many men talking about it. And for me, it's all comes back to Metatron's cube. It comes back to the fusion of the masculine and the feminine inside of us, not to be this masculine or this feminine, fuse it together, and that's where the magic happens. That's where the love happens. That's where we have infinite possibilities. So to have your stamp of approval means a lot. So thank you.
Yeah, there are a lot of very balanced male, female, individual in a body, in a very, very godly sense, So
Yeah.
there are a lot of us. There are a lot of us.
There are a lot of us, yeah. And now we have a voice. So
Yeah, nice, nice.
Wow. Thank you for that. In fact, actually, do you know what? That's the end of the call. Thank you so much. That's amazing. We can't possibly add to that, Maria. There's nothing anybody can say that can add to that.
Take it in. I mean, it is not often that the to see that as a woman of the world, I travel, I see things, and I have been in situations with very interesting talks about all this, but to see it, and experience it with you guys is it's really an honor. I'm just really, really grateful and also very optimistic.
Yeah, now thank you for that sharing. Now you're giving more courage to share. The Niels will know what kind of song. I will put a link on the group, so you can see what one male can produce. Because when I give it to listen for a few people, they were very sure that it's a very feminine and very hard, gentle, but not masculine things. As you mentioned, it isn't my work. I was just provider in this embodiment. but thank you for this your sharing, and that give me courage to share one song soon as we finish the meeting.
Hey, look forward to
Oh,
it.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I'm very big fan of the song, and I especially like the thing that's at the end. So that's really interesting.
Okay.
You will think about Stephen. You will remind yourselves what he mentioned about the end. Video isn't brilliant, but the song and the lyrics, I'm very proud of it.
Excellent. This is your song. Okay, cool. Excellent.
Yes, the authentic work, my lyrics and my arrangement and you will see it. Godspeed.
Godspeed, guys. I'm going to press stop unless there's anything else that people want to add, or will we leave it? Oh, and please subscribe as well. I hate asking that, but
yes,
subscribe.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Bye.
Bye.